Hello ladies, welcome back to my channel. My name is Shirley, and if you haven't subscribed, please do so below. Also turn on your notifications, hit that little bell so that you know every time I upload a new video. So ladies, let me stop. I should say ladies and gentlemen because there might be guys watching this video. This is not my typical curl video. We're actually not going to talk about curls at all. But we're going to talk about minimalism, which I think I might be more passionate about minimalism than I am with curls. I think it's 50-50. But anyways, we're going to talk about minimalism, what it means to me, how I started, and how you can get started if it is something that you're interested in. So let's move along. So minimalism to me, specifically to me, to my person, this isn't the description of minimalism on Google or something that I've read, but just what it means to me, to Shirley. And minimalism to me means just redefining that word need in your life. What that means to you, what actually you need, right? Because I feel like in this American culture we live in, it's so easy to see something and say, I need it. Or for your friends to have something and then you say, oh, I need this item. When you really don't. There's so many things we own and possess that we absolutely do not need. They serve no purpose in our lives. But we as consumers believe that there is. So that is what minimalism means to me. It's redefining the word need in your life, whatever that may be, right? So just thinking big picture, what things are essential to my survival or essential to the things that I do daily. So what you need in your life is going to look different for everyone. If you're a mom, you need bottles and formula and diapers and toys, whatever the case may be. That's going to be different if you're a college student and you need books and notebooks and computers and, well, laptops. But whatever it is that you might need, right? It looks different for everyone. So how do you get there? How do you get there? You have to define who you are as a person, what things you like to do, what things bring you joy, which is something that goes hand in hand with minimalism, right? When you downsize on your material possessions, you really only keep the things that are essential to your everyday work, hobbies, whatever that may be, and things that bring you joy, genuine joy. So your house isn't just full of clutter and random knickknacks, but they're actual things that bring you joy. So that's what minimalism is to me. It's just redefining the word need in my life and downsizing from there. I started my minimalism journey about a year and a half ago. It was November 2016. Yes. And this is a funny story. I'm not going to mention who the person is, but she knows who she is. I recently met a new friend in 2016. And she also loved to travel and was a free spirit, sort of like me. And I remember the first time I ever went to her house to visit. Looked like a typical home, nothing crazy, not, when you think about minimalism, you think of nothing and clean white spaces. But she had a regular room, nothing crazy. And what was it? Oh, I think I came from the bathroom and I asked her for some lotion for my hands. And she said, oh, grab it, it's in the first drawer. And I went to open her drawer and I'm like, did you just move here? Because I was so confused. She didn't have anything in her drawers. It was like, you can count the items. It was an empty drawer. I'm used to opening drawers and them overflowing with things, right? So I was kind of confused and I looked at her and I was like, I didn't want to be rude again. This was someone I had recently just met. But I was kind of like, did you just move in? And that's when she started explaining to me her entire journey with minimalism. And she really opened my eyes to that concept. I had never thought about it. I mean, I've always liked clean slates, being organized. That's always been a part of my life, but I never believed in downsizing. I always believed that I needed more things, that I needed more clothes, that I needed more shoes, that I needed more jewelry, more handbags, more shades. I never had enough of anything. Even though my closets were overflowing, and I said closets because I had multiple, and it was never enough, you know? So for the first time ever, you know, she explained to me that concept. She had to move, she had to relocate, and she was just so overwhelmed with her material possessions that she really wanted to shift that. She didn't want her material possessions to have that much control over her state of mind and emotions. And we don't think about material things like that, you know? We just think like, oh, that's a thing and it's there, and like that it doesn't really affect you, but it absolutely affects you. And for the first time, someone had to put that into perspective for me. And of course, when I learn something new, I don't know about you, but when I learn about something new, I go crazy. I research it, I Pinterest it, I Google it, I YouTube it, I look it up everywhere. And I even found biblical connotations to minimalism, and I was like, oh, this is definitely for me. So I remember my first massive purge was in November of 2016. Yes, it was. And let me tell you, it was life-changing. You can look up videos on how to go through this process. You can read up on it. But essentially what you do is you empty out everything, absolutely everything, your entire closet, all of your drawers, take out all of your shoes. Let me not overwhelm you. You don't have to do all of this in one day. We know most of us have way too many things. Like, even if you had people helping you, you couldn't finish it in a day. So tackle one item at a time, whether it be your drawers or your closet or your shoes, but just take everything out of its place, right? So take out all of your hangers from your closet, lay them on your bed, and go through item by item, and just sit there with the item, look at it. If it doesn't fit you, let it go. I promise you. When you lose the weight, you'll buy new clothes. Don't worry about it. But, you know, you have to really sit with yourself. Is this an item that you love? Is this an item that you enjoy wearing? Is this an item you feel sexy in? Is it an item that you put on and you're like, yes? Or is it an item where you're like, oh, this is questionable. I never really found an outfit for it. I don't know. I paid $30 for this tank top. Never wore it. Forgive yourself right there in that moment and let it go, right? So you create 3 piles. You have a donate pile. I'm not sure pile because, you know, this is a tough process, especially at the beginning, so it's valid for you not to know. You have a you don't know pile and a yes, absolutely, this is I love this stuff pile, right? So you have those 3 piles and you sort through your things like this. And you really downsize. And remember, this is not about, oh, I'm only keeping 20 items, I'm only keeping 30 items. It's not about the amount of items you have, but about the things that you need. So the things that you know you're gonna use, you know that you need them for your daily tasks, and about things that bring you joy. You know, we all have that one jacket that no matter what outfit we have on or what we're wearing, it makes us feel amazing. So of course, I'm not gonna ask you to get rid of that jacket, but it's things that you need and that bring you joy. Keep that in mind as you're going through that process. Okay, so the first step to minimalism is that massive purge. And yes, it can be overwhelming, but Google articles, watch videos. I love Rachel Aust. Look her up. She's a YouTuber and her minimalism videos are amazing. They are absolutely amazing. I will link her below so you can check. She breaks down how she minimalizes or downsizes in each section. So I think her videos will be very helpful, but I'm sure you can find thousands of people. And, you know, just really get motivated, get encouraged by these people, get encouraged by their lifestyles so that you can get encouraged, because it is draining. I'm not gonna lie, especially if you're like me. Well, I was very materialistic, but not anymore, thank Jesus. I'm not materialistic anymore. Of course I still get dolled up. Of course I still, do my makeup and look cute. But I do not own a lot of material possessions. Once you go through that first massive purge, you want to make sure that you're keeping up with downsizing, right? So one thing that I do, I guess my rule number one, is every time I bring an item in to my house, I take an item out. And that applies to clothing, it applies to my kitchen utensils, anything in the bathroom. I guess not my hair products. So to facilitate this in my closet, I have one of those like reusable bags, and I just leave it at the bottom of my closet. And every time I either purchase a new shirt or a new jacket or something, I go through my closet and make sure I take something out that I'm no longer using or that I haven't used this season. Because you can do a massive purge and you can organize everything and you can feel great. You'll feel the weight off your shoulders. But if you're not consistent and if you don't keep this up, guess what, honey? In 6 months, 5 months, your house is gonna look exactly the same and it's gonna be wasted efforts. So you need to make sure that you have a pattern of consistency, right? Where you're gonna keep this cycle going. It's a lifestyle change. So it's not like you're gonna clean once and you're done. It is a conscious effort, right? You're thinking about this every day. So when I do enjoy shopping. When I'm out shopping, I'm like, do I need this? Is this essential? Do I really need this? Before I purchase it. It's a question that I ask myself, and it should be a question you should start asking yourself. And that's how you're gonna maintain this lifestyle. Another thing that I do are quarterly purges. So I do my massive purge. I did it at the beginning a year and a half ago. But since then, I do quarterly purges. We have 4 quarters in the year. It's like seasonal changes. Especially me, I live in New England, and our seasons are extreme. Those of you who live in the area know. But they are. So for me, it's kind of easy to do quarterly purges. I do one in December. I did one now recently because it's May. Our winter got extended a little. It was still snowing at the end of April, so I had to wait till May. But now I recently just put all of my winter stuff away and brought out all of my summer stuff. And it was the simplest thing for me to do. I remember when I used to do this when I wasn't a minimalist. Let me tell you, it took me days, maybe weeks, to actually go through my summer, bring out my summer stuff and put away my winter stuff. Now it's so simple. I have 3 boots. No, I have 4. I have 2 knee highs, black ones, brown ones. I have short black boots, which I wear all the time. And then I have my crazy looking winter snow boots that I hate wearing, but I need to wear. Those are the 4 boots that I have. Before, I think I would have had 20 pairs of boots, purple boots, red boots, navy boots, light brown boots, dark brown boots with gold. Right? So now that I've downsized and I only keep what I need and items that I actually love and use, my quarterly purges are a snap, right? And even though I'm a minimalist and I've downsized, I surprise myself every single season with the amount of stuff I'm getting rid of. And it feels good. Like, I want to get rid of it. The first time when I was doing this at the beginning, it was hard. I'm not going to lie. I used to be like, I don't want to give this stuff away. And if I kept it in my trunk too long and didn't take it to the donation center, I'd find myself taking stuff out because I'm human. You know what I mean? So it just becomes easier with practice, and especially when you define your style, when you define who you are and what it is you love to do, you don't pick at things that, like, I wouldn't buy a plaid miniskirt because I hate plaid, but I know that about myself now. But the old Shirley would have had some plaid shirts and skirts and scarves because, I don't know, they were in style that season or something. So during your quarterly purges, it's perfect. You know dang well what items you wore in that closet those 4 months. You know you wore your same black leather jacket, and you wore your white and black tees, whatever. I don't know, whatever you wore. You know what items you wore. Anything you didn't wear, just come to terms with it. Forgive yourself. Be like, You didn't make the cut. Thank you for your service in my closet. I never wore you. Bye. You know, come to terms with it and just let it go. Same thing, go through your makeup. There's a bunch of stuff you didn't use that quarter. Get rid of it. I can honestly sit here before you with a full beat face and say that I've completely downsized my makeup. I have the bronzer that I use, the highlight that I use, the blush that I use. I have my concealer. I use concealer like on most of my face. I don't really use foundation. And my mascara, and my eyebrow things. So I have those items and I just rebuy them. I rebuy them. Every time they run out, I rebuy them. But I'm not buying any new makeup. No. Because I'm just like, no, I know the items that work for my face. Obviously, if something stops working or if I start breaking out with a product, I'll change it. But if none of that happens, then what I am using and the things that I'm buying are working for me. So it makes no sense to just be randomly buying things. Same thing, I have 4 lipstick shades. I have red, which I love. You know, it's a bold statement because I'm always wearing black. I have my burgundy, which I use a lot during the winter months. And then I have my like light pinkish color and my whirl, which is like my stony brown color. Those are my 4 lipsticks. I don't need any more lipstick. I don't need purple lipstick. I don't need orange lipstick. I don't need anything. So I've come to a point where I'm happy with the amount of makeup I have. It doesn't overwhelm a full drawer. It doesn't take up space in my bathrooms. I literally have a little bag and that is all my makeup and that is all I need. And every time I'm tempted in the store to be like, oh, but this, I'm like, no, you already know what works for you. You already got this down pat, right? Now, I said something before that I feel like I need to reiterate. If you are a makeup artist, if this is like your hobby and this is what you love to do and it brings you joy, by all means, do your thing, buy whatever it is that you need, right? Because again, to me personally, minimalism is not about lacking things, right? But about having only the items you need, right? So I have the stuff I need to beat my face. I don't need to buy anything extra, right? You see that balance there? Now, me with hair products. Y'all know that is something that I love to do. That's my hobby. I love reviewing products, telling you girls about it. So guess what? I have products that I don't use or that I don't need, right? Because I bought them, I wanted to review them, they worked for me, maybe they didn't, maybe it dried out my hair, whatever the case may be, right? I have an excess of products. I can't say that I'm at that point with that hobby of mine because that's my hobby. That's what I like to do. What I do in that area though is whatever products I did buy that didn't work for me, I try to give it to my other curly girlfriends and I'm like, hey, try this, see if this works for you. I didn't really like it, but you can try it. So again, just getting rid of stuff. You should think about it as a new season. That's how I think about things. New season means new things, new growth, right? So get rid of the old so you can let new things in. I truly believe. So let's recap. Minimalism to me is not lacking items or only owning a certain amount of pieces, but really truly redefining the word need in your life and knowing, becoming more aware, more mindful of what those things are and not letting anything else in. Nothing that's not bringing you joy or happiness. Donate your items to charities that you're passionate about, that you feel affiliated with, and it'll make it all that more empowering. And also remember that it's okay that you made a wrong purchase, a bad purchase, that you never used an item. It's okay. Just forgive yourself and remember why you're interested in this. Remember why you looked up this minimalism video. There's something heavier hidden within you that you're trying to get rid of, right? So whether it be emotional baggage or anything, try to, really sit with yourself and reflect on why it is that you want to embark on this journey, why it is that you're curious about a lifestyle with owning less. Why are you curious? What is it within you? What emotional baggage are you carrying that's showing physically in your home, in your room, in your space? What is it? Sit with yourself, reflect. And, if this is something that you really want to do and If it is something you're interested in, it's absolutely going to change and transform your life. I can't stress that enough. It has completely changed my life. And I mean, my friends think I'm weird. My friends think that it's a phase, but they don't understand the peace and the joy and the calmness that I felt ever since I embarked on this journey. So I'm excited for your journey. If you have any questions, please do not hesitate to ask. I'm here. I love this stuff. And I love people who, have got started on this journey. So if you have any questions, please leave them below. I will absolutely answer them. If not, find me on Instagram and DM me, TimelessEssence. I will answer all of your questions. And best wishes on your minimalism journey. Bye.